YouTubers, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching this transmission, broadcasting to the entire English-speaking world. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you another very special, very informative, and very up-to-date special edition of Trends in the Housing Market. We are following all the trends in the housing, what is happening in the UK, what is happening in Australia, what is happening in New Zealand, what is happening all over the world. I got a couple of special guests lined up for tonight. And I am very, very excited to have a new gentleman on the show tonight who is residing in Niagara Falls, Canada. Stephen Williams here. And he's got his own channel, and it's really good, Financial Solutions. And he's got almost 8,000 subscribers that follow him. This guy's on the money when it comes to making sense of financial situations, which is really good. And you could never have too much good advice. You could always keep getting good advice for the rest of your life and realize that you've lived a good one, eh? Here we go, guys. Trends in the housing market. Today is, what's today? I don't even know what today is. Today is the 29th of November, 2018. Guys, where is this year gone? Does anyone know where this year is going? Because this year is, it's pretty much coming to an end. We are at the pretty much middle of Q4. We still got 1 month left. We are seeing a slump in Sydney and in Australia and in New Zealand. And in the spring sales. Anyways, I got my man here, Stephen Williams here. I'm gonna get him on the phone in Niagara Falls. This is his channel here. I'll plug him. Kevin Thompson's in the house. So let me see if I can get him on the phone here and get him to tell us what is going on. Steven.
Hi, Mike.
How are you, my brother?
I am doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I can see you there in the visual. That's okay. We have you on speakerphone here. And you're looking good, by the way.
Thank you, man. And yourself, too.
Thanks, man. I got your channel open here for everyone to see. And I went through your channel earlier today. I did not know you had a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. I'm from 2010.
Oh, wow. I did not know you had a YouTube channel, and you give a lot of good advice on this, and I want everyone in the English-speaking world, especially our guests down in Australia, to check out some of your information here, because a lot of it applies to what's happening down under right now, and a lot of it applies to what's happening also in the UK.
Okay.
So, tell us, you're based out of right now Niagara Falls, Canada, is that correct?
That's where I am, Niagara Falls region.
All right. So what?
It's more like south towards a place called Port Colborne. I don't know if you've ever heard of that little small town. It's a small town.
Okay. I think I know where that's. I know where that is. That's on the way to another bigger city in Ontario. It's in between, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I think I know where that is. It's inside that little loop, right? Around the lake?
Yeah, that's 30 minutes from the U.S. border.
Okay, I know where it is. So what are you seeing any migration patterns from people leaving Toronto, young families leaving and moving to your areas?
Oh, yes. There's a lot of people since 2017 when the madness and the chaos started in the real estate area. People just started realizing that they can't afford to buy a house any longer in the GTA.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them have been migrating down this side more and more every day. St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Port Colborne, Welland. Wow, Welland is like on fire, man.
Oh, are we talking about Welland, New Zealand, or Welland, Ontario?
No, Welland.
No, because we have a guest on the chat right now from New Zealand. So just to clarify, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a well and in down this side too.
Okay. So, did you ever live in any big cities in Toronto? Like,
Uh,
did you live in Toronto at any time or any of the big cities there?
I was living in Brampton, as a matter of fact. I migrated from Jamaica in 2009.
Right.
And, oh man, Mike, those days, you could have $5,000, build your credit.
Mm-hmm.
And with $5,000, that was how I owned my first apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid $197,000 for it.
Okay. And what is it valued like $5 million today?
Well, not quite, but it looked like that's where it's heading.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I when the chaos started, you know, they say, you follow the rich people, they say when everybody is selling, what must you do?
You must buy.
And when everybody is buying, what must you do?
You must sell.
Exactly. So can you imagine, Mike? I had my house for sale like about less than a year before I sold it, and I was barely getting $240 for it.
Okay, and what year was this?
2017.
Okay.
Now, just the transaction didn't, as a matter of fact, I even signed a contract to sell my house, and it didn't go through because the real estate agent just decided to up and go. I think he went to Jamaica as well.
Okay.
So, within a year, less than a year, property prices just skyrocketed.
Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because that year when that happened, that's that month and that day when when prices completely went through the roof, Vancouver implemented a foreign buyers tax and everybody ran over to Toronto and the other half went down to Seattle.
I figured there was just a lot of things happening. That I hear that it was the Chinese, but one thing I know that was happening for sure was that there was a lot of bidding wars that were in. You see, right now I blame to a great extent the greedy real estate agents have contributed greatly to this crisis because they will tell you, which it's actual experience I'm talking about. They will tell you, oh, this house is going up for sale, and they're listing it, let's say, for $300,000, but you can put 300,000, bid 300,000, offer 300,000. You've got to offer more than 300,000.
And that was unheard of. But that was unheard of.
But before I bought that house, before I bought my house, the price was advertised for like 205, and the norm is to get it lower, never higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The norm is if it's listed for 205 or 300, you're going to get it lower by your negotiation skills, and you may end up paying 295. All of a sudden, things turn around. These real estate agents, they went around, they tell people, they get people bidding up the price, and so they tell me 300 and tell you 350 and tell somebody. So I was just talking to a real estate agent. Mm-hmm. She said that she had a bidding war in 2017, and she offered $100,000 more than the listing price.
Right.
I thought she would have gotten through for her clients, and she still didn't get through. She told me of another incident in Toronto, $1 million over the house. So that was how crazy things were.
Holy smokes. And I don't know if you watched my show when I did that episode where there was a small farm in Richmond, British Columbia that went 99 times over the asking price.
Oh, I didn't see that one, but I've been following you for a while. And one of the time I lost contact with you, and you just came to mind, and I said, let me see if Mike is still online. Is he still putting out those videos? Because I used to love your videos, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I still do, not used to. And so I said, you came to mind. I said, let me see if Mike is online. And I went, searched for you, and there you were. So I subscribed. Apparently, I know I was subscribed. I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't click the notification.
It's happened to a lot of my people where they've been unsubscribed from my channels for some bizarro reason, and they message me and tell me like what's going on. Like I was subscribed to your channel. I don't know what happened, but this is really weird, right? So yeah. So so where do you see things happening? Right, I know right now we're in a depreciative period where no one's bidding wars. There's no more bidding wars right now because everything moved to Montreal. And it seems like it's very quiet on the real estate front. Are you noticing any homes for sale in your area, or are they still being snatched up really quick?
No. Right now, the market has taken a nosedive. I've actually listed my house just to... Well, I was seeing, I got an opportunity the other day to buy a multi-unit, but because this old guy wanted out and so I wanted in, but I put my property up for sale, my next door neighbor's up for sale, there's one just listed for sale, and literally I've only had one person came and look, and that was it. And right now I asked the agent, is it because of the weather why we're not getting any activity? She said no. Well, it has to do with maybe this time of year could be, but she noticed from September things have just been exceptionally quiet and calm, and there's a lot of inventories. She sent me emails every day of properties coming up for sale. People are trying to sell, can't sell because it's basically have just cooled down. So I'm asking her what she think is the reason. It's the stress test, which is what the government wanted to do. Their aim was to bring back down the price. People can't qualify because most people cannot afford.
Do you remember that video I did? That video I did where somebody making $83,000 a year needs to save up for 17 years to put a down payment on a condo?
I've seen it, and I've read about that. Yeah, I've read. There was a statistics out there that says that, and it's true. I mean, as I said in 2009, it took me $5,000 to pay down on a house, and it was even a challenge in those times, right?
Yeah.
Because what I find right now is that the job market is what matters.
Right.
If people don't have a full-time job, a secure job,
Yeah.
You can't be working part-time and be buying a house.
What the hell does part-time even mean? Because when we were kids, there was no such thing as part-time work. You either worked full-time or you didn't work.
But it's just that exists now, Mike. I've talked to people, and there was a time, honestly, I thought that I wanted because we are black or because we're migrants, why this is happening. And I come down this side of the world where it's 99.999. When I see a black person down here, I have to call to them because there's none. There's literally none. Mm-hmm. And this white girl in a white hair is saying she's been working at the same job for 8 years and still part-time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's the same thing like I was telling somebody the other day about this whole situation we're in right now. What's the use of being a doctor when you can't even afford to live?
Exactly, and that's what meeting a lot of people now. People are just saddled with it's just too much. It's just too much. It's just too much. Mm-hmm. Too much. The population is stressed out. I mean, oh my gosh, people are just loaded now with debt, and You know, it is something that is encouraged here. Like where I'm from in Jamaica, you never, the thought never even come to me. I own my house in Jamaica too.
Right.
And the thought has never dawned on me once to take equity out of my house to go do anything. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Oh.
I am every day thinking about taking out the equity to go buy something, to do something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's encouraged here. You're encouraged, and that is a problem because a lot of people now take their house as a ATM machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so they take out that equity, then later on they fall into problem. They can't pay back the loan, the second, now it's a second mortgage.
And, you know, yeah, a second mortgage is a second lien. It's a second line, a second position, whatever people want to call it, a HELOC. I don't care what people call it. It's a nightmare is what it is. And people are buying things they don't need with that money. And that's what's the most concerning part of it. Now, one thing I want to touch base with you on is Jamaica. One thing that's really concerning me about Jamaica is how a lot of I've spent when I was in my younger years, I spent 3 months in Port Royal, and I'm really concerned about in the last 3.5-4 years how Jamaica is completely selling itself out. They don't even own their own highway. They don't even own. It's getting really bad there with the very corrupt politicians selling out Jamaica. And it is concerning. It's very concerning. Do you know anything on that front?
You're not the only. If you're saying that, then you're not a Jamaican. Then can you imagine what the Jamaicans are saying? Every day we talk about it, about what is happening in our country. But you see, you must understand what is happening. It's the shifting of wealth.
That's right.
And it's the transfer of wealth. The greatest transfer of wealth has been happening for the past about 3-4 years. As a matter of fact, since the crash of 2008, 2009, is a transfer of wealth. The rich is getting richer, and how do they do that? By going in these countries and seeking to incur debt, let the country incur debt.
Mm-hmm.
Building highways for them, buying out their what you call it, power companies and so on, and yeah, our country is just up for grabs because it seems like that's the only way out for prosperity. They seek, which they seek, you know, but it's not good. It's not good
because that highway that goes from Kingston, I think, to Montego Bay. That they don't. Jamaica doesn't even own that highway. It's not even theirs.
It's the Chinese, and we're indebted to. When I was leaving Jamaica, they had just built Highway 2000, and that's a 35-year mortgage.
Yeah.
And after 35 years, I guess they'll start make some profit. But from now until then, it's you're just in debt, you know. I'm not saying you're not to build infrastructure, but the question I'm asking, all right, Jamaica, let's say it's a third world country and we don't have the engineers and the skills to build an highway. But for Pete's sake, you're having this thing happening. Who are building the highways here in Canada?
Mm-hmm. Who's building? We the highways in Canada. There's I think it's a foreign country building them here.
There you go.
Because you know the 407.
Yeah.
That was built by a company from Spain.
And so that's what I'm asking. A first world country like Canada, why can't they build their own highways? Just look at what is happening just recently with GM.
Right. The closures in Oshawa.
You know, it's like countries are opening up themselves to be raped.
Yes, exactly. And one the big concern I have is the Jamaican sovereignty, because when I spent some time in Jamaica, I spent almost 3 months and 2 weeks there, and I got to know the area, the people, the landscape, and the only thing I saw was the what the politicians were saying every day on the TV. It's worse than a dictatorship when they come on TV. And then from the politicians up top, it goes into the pastors in the church that bring it down to the people, and it's almost like it's a fully controlled country in a way when it comes to information.
Well, the present prime minister, the present government, has a lot of connection with the church.
That's correct. Yes, I know that. Yes.
Yes. As a matter of fact, even the governor general, he's a Seventh-day Adventist. The prime minister has Seventh-day Adventist roots, Sabbath-keeping people. Mm-hmm. And so, you'll find that intermingling. That is exactly what is happening right now. That's that's there.
There's no breakaway. There's no breakaway when it comes to. I don't know. I'm fearing every English-speaking country is with a free market is experiencing the exact same problem, and that's why my channel reaches out to every English-speaking country, and I got to get my man down in Kingston on my show. He's I don't know if you know him. His name is God, I forgot his name. Jesus Christ. He's a very famous. He's got a YouTube channel based out of Jamaica, and he's been talking about this housing crisis in Jamaica and the sell off of farms to foreign.
Is it SoFlo? Is it from SoFlo?
No. I gotta remember his. I gotta remember his name. I gotta have him on the show soon. He commented on one of my videos last week. I gotta have him on the show. We gotta talk about what's happening, especially because we don't cover Jamaica too much because it's a small island and there's only so much land. But once the land starts disappearing, it's going to be very hard for the locals to manage. But I think what happened was the Americans tried doing this back in the very early 80s. And in Jamaica, they just burnt everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. It's back in the very early 80s. They just burnt everything. When the I'm not sure if you remember that, but that was a.
When they said they burnt everything, explain that.
Apparently, from what I was told by guys that I know, like my neighbor's from Jamaica, and he told me that when back in the day, in the early 80s and up into the mid 80s, there was like American companies that were trying to move in stuff in stores and corporations and stuff, and the Jamaicans revolted by burning things, by burning down buildings and stuff.
Oh, well, I know that in the 1970s and 80s, there was a lot of political violence in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And a lot of people started leaving in droves to go to, it's usually England, Canada, and the United States. Those are the three places that our people tend to go more than anywhere else.
Right.
So you'll find that Jamaica, but I've listened to some of your discussion. I was fascinated by that discussion you had with the guy who is planning to go down Mexico.
Yes.
And you were telling him that 2 years and then you want to be out.
Yes.
And I realized that, and you say you've been in Jamaica for a while, so you seem like you've been island hopping, man.
Yeah, I actually did a bit of island hopping when I lived in Fort Lauderdale, too. And my friend Tony, that actually sounds like you exactly. Mm-hmm. He's Jamaican, but he sounds exactly like you. He had a sailboat. It was like a 5-bedroom sailboat. And we took it from Fort Lauderdale. We went to all to St. Kitts, St. Lucia, St. Thomas. We went to all around. Then we went to around Cuba. Then what was it? The Cayman Islands, and back up to Port Royal to the left to Jamaica, and then back up around the Caribbean, up the other way through the Panhandle of Florida.
Wow!
Yeah, that was.
Where do you find time to do all of that, guy?
That was 3 months sailing.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
How do you find time to do that? You don't work and stuff like that?
I work. I'm working right now. I'm working with you here.
No, but I'm talking like, that would be my dream to do something like that, but it's to find the time because, you gotta have some resources to be able to do all of that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll have you on Mike in the Night, our Saturday night show where we talk about everything that's happening politically in the world, because I'm seeing your channel here. You got a lot of political stuff going on here. And
Yes, I sometimes make comments on Canada. I make
I see
comments on
that.
in Jamaica and all of that, you know. And as a former financial advisor, I do a little thing now and again on my YouTube channel. I've not been very active these last days because I think that field is kind of saturated. So, and I don't know. It just seems to me like our channels that deals with certain consciousness is being sabotaged because I see guys doing similar things that I do, and they're like, they post a video and they're 10,000, 20,000, and I'm like stuck. Some of my things are just stuck and they never move. And I post some stupidness and I did nothing more than post stupidness and it reached 20,000. And I'm saying something is wrong here.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, you know, some stuff is happening to sabotage the videos, it seems, because I don't understand. I'm giving good information as a former financial advisor.
Oh, you are.
And I think,
Oh, you are.
yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you do a live stream one day? Do you do a live stream on your side, and I'll come on your show, and we could do like you did in this video here. You did this video here, how to buy a second house refinancing. We could do a TDS, total debt service ratio together, and we could actually, you could do it on your side and break it down like you did, and we could discuss, you know, strata fees, payments, and what people need on a stress test to qualify for, let's say, 400,000, and we could go over some of that too if you'd like, you know. And yeah, so you could you could live stream. I'll send a lot of people from my channel to your channel, and we could build up our channels this way. I got a couple of other channels I'm linked to, and all we do is we just feed off each other and help each other build off each other, right?
Yes, and I think it's you're the first collaboration that I'm doing because I even reach out to a guy named Soulflow that does most comment on Jamaican stuff, and he responded, but I have not been able to hear more back from him.
Oh, well, it's okay. It's okay. We're friends now, and you're pushing almost 8,000 subscribers, which is very impressive. So with YouTube today, it's very hard to reach 8,000 subs with all the demonetizing and all the Mickey Mouse strikes and all the Mickey Mouse last minute rules they throw on there.
I know. It has become, you know, it's like as somebody says, you must just show people playing with cats and dogs and what have you, and that's where you get. I mean, the consciousness, and let me tell you something. Right now, it's an information revolution.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And we're at war with feelings. We're at the great feelings war.
Yes, and financial. I mean, never has there been so many young people and so many ordinary looking persons like myself is able to say, you know, you can do this, you can do that to earn a living. You don't always have to be in the rat race, or you don't always have to be on the hamster's wheel.
That's right.
Here are some innovative things that you can do to improve your life and not have to be answerable to some boss, you know. And I don't think the society welcome this change, but they can't stop this revolution, man. I was thinking of, I was doing a research on my channel, and I said financial solutions, and I Googled it, and there were so many channels with that name, and so I'm thinking about calling it financial revolution rather than financial solutions, because, you know, it's a revolution that what you're doing is powerful.
Right. Well,
you know, you're educating the masses. You're keeping track with people want to know what is happening, you know, here and there as it relates to real estate and things like that, so they can, you know, make a move, an intelligent move and all of that. So, man, more power to you, man.
Yeah. So, okay, I wanted to have you on. Everyone, check him out, Stephen Williams Financial Solution. Please subscribe to his channel. Let's get him to 8,000 subs. And yeah, I'll have you on for Mike in the Night, brother. And Mike in the Night, we're talking about bad business decisions by our government, bad decisions, war planning decisions, bad just crap that's happening. So I'll have you on Mike in the Night, and we can get into some important discussion outside of the housing realm.
No problem, man. No problem.
Okay. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, and God bless you too, man. And keep growing, man. Keep the power going, man.
Okay, Bridgen.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
So that is Stephen Williams from Financial Solutions. He's got close to 8,000 subs. This guy, really good at what he's talking about. I watched 3 or 4 of his videos today. Yeah, he's very good. And unfortunately, some of his videos get 40, 30 views. And I watched some of it. I'm like, why isn't this getting any more views? That, like, there's no way. The information he's giving, a former financial advisor. So let's move on, guys. Let's kick off Vancouver real quick here. Let's read up some headlines, guys. I do videos during the week, so guys, don't be shocked with some of this headlines we got out here this week. Greater Vancouver presale real estate sees an unexpected rise in units for sale. Oh, really? Oh, an unexpected rise in units for sale? Oh. Are we having a runoff on the Vancouver housing market? Is there a runoff? Is everyone ready to throw everything on the market? Greater Vancouver real estate seeing softer demand for presale units. Huh. Oh, what's going on? How are they going to fund these big towers if they're not getting any of that money in there? Greater Vancouver presale units sales rise over 31%. Greater Vancouver presales absorption down 45%. A decline from the same month last year. A 45.33 decline. 45.33% decline. Greater Vancouver home presale absorption. Here it is here. Look at in August 2017, it would look pretty healthy. And oh my God. Greater Vancouver expect fewer new units launched this month. But let's go to Crane City, Sydney, where there's 700 cranes up in the air? What about those pre-built units and everyone's walking away from the deposits? Let's move on. Greater Vancouver is seeing a pre-sale market softening, but it's not alone. The resale market is also experiencing softer sales and a slower price appreciation in the recent months. Where speculators at? Yep. Greater Vancouver presale and sees an unexpected low. No. This is what I wanted to get to right here. Toronto new condo sales drop over 43%. Inventory rises 18%. What does that mean? Oh, no one's buying. Inventory's on the market. We have an oversupply. What happened to this bullcrap supply and demand? What happened to the bullcrap supply? Oh, there's no so. This is a supply and demand issue. We don't have enough supply to feed the demand. Well, look what's happening right now. Toronto new condo sales drop 43%. Well, they're there for sale. Where's the demand? Inventory rises nearly 18 points. Greater Toronto seeing fewer new real estate sales for October in over half a decade. Altus numbers obtained from Build show sales made a huge nosedive in October. The sales decline resulted in higher inventory and mixed price movements. Greater Toronto detached prices fall while condos rise. Ugh. The Montreal real estate boom compared to Toronto and Vancouver. Let's open this baby up and see some graphs here. Okay. What is it, baby? Okay. Va falar com mami, okay? Papa va pra cima, okay? Okay, come baby. Okay. Sorry for what? It's okay, I love you. It's okay, Anton. Papa tá live, vai fazer do show, okay? qué se está aquí con papá? Go upstairs. Va para cima. Anyways, guys, my son's not feeling well. And he's going through he's better now. He had a fever a few days ago, but he's okay now. Yeah, so that's what's happening here, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about this. So Montreal real estate market boom compared to Toronto and Vancouver. Go ask mom. Go ask mom. She's upstairs. Well, my son is upset right now. Antonio, come on, buddy. So, I don't know what my son wants, but he's in a very bad mood right now. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Come on, Antonio. Come on, let's go. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. You know what he wanted, guys? He wanted to watch The Never-Ending Story. That's why he kept saying story, story, story. I'm like, what? What story? I thought he wanted me to read him a story. And I'm like, come and sit on my lap. And yeah. So he wants to watch Never-Ending Story. So my wife is putting it on for him. Yeah, E-Bank saying he was upset about the crypto. I quadrupled down on oil today, boys. Lost Canuck in the house, 2-time world champ. Mario.
Hey, Mike, what's happening, buddy?
Nada, how are you, my brother?
Okay, man, how's everything at home?
Oh, everything's fine. My son wanted to watch The Never-Ending Story, so I didn't know what he was trying to say.
Oh, okay. That's okay, buddy. Enjoy them when they're small.
Oh, I love it. It's the best. We watched that movie together like 3 times now.
Just enjoy them.
Yeah. Anyway, what's happening, buddy? I just wanted to give you a shout out. I just saw your last video the other day, and hopefully the wife is better now.
Yeah, she's doing good. It's just, she was having some, not complications, but she was, not feeling well, so we had to get her to the hospital. She was bleeding, right? So it's not good. It's not a good thing when you're pregnant, when you're bleeding, right? So.
Yeah. So everything's okay, right?
Yeah, everything's fine. So she's got checked out. She got an ultrasound. She got all this work done, blood work, and there's nothing wrong, apparently, from what they found.
Okay, the reason why I called today is we all hear about this GM layoff, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to my findings of Sears pension retirees. You remember that?
That's correct. Yeah, I remember that. You've been talking about this for months now.
Yes. So now what's happening is, back in October, there was an article written in the Chicago Tribune.
Right.
A Sears bankruptcy could cause one of the biggest pension defaults ever, but the government will protect 90,000 retirees. If you recall reading the article up here in Canada,
yeah,
they have over 250,000 retirees.
It's I actually looked into it. It's 266,000.
Okay, sorry, yeah, 266,000. So that's not even 50% are going to get their money. Okay. So now I think what's happening is GM. There's a lot of stuff that, of course, the media is not going to give us the actual definition why why GM is doing this. But I'm just telling you, Mike, this was a planned event that they've been planning for a while.
Yeah, I know. It's not like they had the gray skies out there already. They had the storm clouds already on its way. You know?
That's right. So they're waiting to see a decision by the courts in the high level of the federal levels of Supreme Court in the States and in Canada, how they're going to implement the Sears retirees pension plan. Mm-hmm. So once that is in place, that is going to give a rude awakening for a lot of other corporations to follow suit. Because we all know that courts in the high level judges do not go against each other, especially when you're talking corporations and big money. Mm-hmm. So now what's happening is, if you look at GMC and Canuck, I want people to understand, Canuck in 2014 moved out of Michigan and they moved to New York, Manhattan.
Right.
Okay? They were actually going to get an implemented money from New York State of $1 million to help them build their, showroom. What happened was, 2 years later, just recently, I think it was last year, they decided to move back to Michigan. So there's money thrown there, okay? That's just a small portion of the problem.
Well, Michigan right now is a golden opportunity for any corporation right now, especially in the fabrication and assembly area. Michigan's the best. It's got the cheapest land. It's already been developed. It has infrastructure. It has highways, and you could buy an entire abandoned warehouse there for in and around $20,000 to $35,000, Mario.
Oh, I know. I guarantee that. So now we're going to go back to their stock options. So people don't look at what is their implement. So back in 2013, their stocks 2013 went to the highest it's ever been at $40.99. Okay. And this is when our dollar was at par with the U.S. Practically par.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna go to 2018. Listen to this, Mike. June 18 of 2018, the stock jumped to $44.25. Okay, that's the highest it's been in the last 5 to 10 years. Okay. Our dollar was at $1.30 to exchange, and their stock still went higher. Okay. All of a sudden, if you look at all their lawsuits that they've been through, also all the CEOs that have been changed over.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is where their stock starts going up just before a lawsuit goes in, or they change a CEO. So the investors are keeping their money, of course, or they're trying to get people to buy into their stocks when they know it's going to drop.
Okay. Yeah.
So you understand what I'm getting at, because you trade stocks, right?
Yeah, of course.
So then you go to 2016. Back in 2016, it was at its lowest peak. It was at $29.33, and our dollar was the weakest. It was at almost $1.40 at the time.
I remember that.
Yeah. So this is what I don't understand. So what I'm trying to tell everybody, this is an implication that they don't want to pay pensions. This is bigger than what it is, Mike. It's not just about laying people off and shutting plants down. This has got to deal with pensions, people's retirements. They have over billions of dollars in pensions, and they're not going to pay these people's pensions. And everybody's closing their eyes. They're not seeing the big picture around this GMC crap. And we all know, Mike, I don't know about you, but my wife and I always talk about it, and she says it all the time, their products are garbage. All their vehicles, except you buy the high-end pickup trucks, maybe, but their cars and their SUVs are garbage. I'm sorry to tell people that, but that's the truth. And, it just bothers me that, and that's why I got on today, Mike. I'm not trying to get negative, but, if my government's got to support people that lose their jobs, and they're warned. It's not like it just happened and then tomorrow they're walked out with papers. They're warned. In a year, they're shut down.
Yeah.
So they have you know what I mean, Mike? They have a year to reestablish themselves, train themselves, do something else. And I'm not wishing anybody this turn of luck. But in reality it's like gambling. You're going to work every day. You don't know if you're going to have a job tomorrow. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
And especially with a lot of these people refinancing, buying bigger homes, upgrading their families, buying a second home, or, a lot of them are going to be in a lot of financial trouble come Q1 and Q2 of 2019.
That's right. And the thing is, Mike, if you look back a month ago, Trudeau written off $1.6 billion of Chrysler.
Oh, and also, and he also written off a bunch of student loan debt.
That's right. Which I bet you there's probably, I don't know, I'm just taking a round number, probably 60% are foreigners.
Yeah, well, they can't track them down, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pay it off. So the question is, do people understand? It's not just about them losing jobs. These are people that take the number of how many GMC and all of part of GM are retired on their pensions. What's going to happen? They say, well, the union. And I'm going to tell you, Mike, and I know. I work for the biggest union in North America, in Toronto. I can't mention it. But I used to deal with a lot of this stuff. And the problem is the unions have destroyed the middle class in one way. And I'm going to explain to you. They got greedy like everybody else. Mm-hmm. When it comes to getting paid, when it comes to their own money, their own thing. Instead of this guy getting out there and putting a press conference, first of all, he did it all wrong. First of all, they knew that when they switched over the CEOs in 2014 and then they did it again, they already knew how much she was getting. And now the criticism is coming out after this story comes out that, they're going to shut their plants down in a year, and now they're going to, go after her name. I kind of feel bad for her, but I don't in the way that how much she's getting paid. But I blame the unions on this because they knew what she was getting paid. They knew what GMAC was standing for. And instead of trying to work with them and working on their contributions or bringing it down to a lower price, that's how you save a company. That gives the company an incentive to say, you know what, Canada's going to drop this much and whatever, and the States. Now, maybe GMAC didn't care what was going to happen. They were still going to move to China and move to Brazil, whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, Mike, this is bigger than what people think it is. It's about the pension. Yeah. It's not about paying their salaries. It's not about paying all those employees. It's at the end of the day, what is it? 2,500 people at that plant. 2,500 people. I want people to understand. Multiply by 100, and that's how many people are collecting a pension.
Yeah, exactly. And with those, especially with them not wanting to, you know what? We're gonna have to follow this story for the next 6 months to the next year, and kind of follow repercussion stories that the media will be putting out. You know how people later on get interviewed that used to work for the plant and where they are now, type of thing. And we need to kind of follow this and see what they're getting in the mail, what these people are getting in the mail, or what they're being told, or what they're being massaged into believing.
That's right.
So that's what we need to kind of follow this a little further. And with the Sears thing, we need to continue following Sears and its pension fiasco that you've been covering actually on your channel quite well, by the way. And
thank you.
Yeah. We just need to follow the story. We need to keep following it. There's some really good news stories out there from a lot of good news sources that they've been following for years and years, and people are following the same trend for years. Like, people are following my story, the trends in the housing market. We've been following the same story of this trend for years now.
That's right. I'm going to try to send you something on Facebook if you want to look it up while you're online.
Yeah.
It's called Automotive News.
Yeah.
And it's written by Eric Larson. Mm-hmm. And it is published this year, January 2018.
Yeah.
And the title is, listen to this title.
Yeah.
GM avoids $1 billion stock payout as U.S. judge throws out settlement.
What?
You can look it up. It's Automotive News.
I'm so happy I did not invest in GM. Oh, I'm invested in oil, baby. It keeps going down, buddy.
Nah, it's gonna go down and then it's gonna jump right back up.
They're saying I have an insider friend, and no, this is not insider trading. He's works very tough, really hard in the oil markets, and he has a very extensive oil portfolio, and he basically told me the other day that wait around from December 9th, you're going to see what's going to happen, Mike. I'm like, really? Do you think it's going to bounce? Oh, you're going to see a huge change come December 9th. I'm like, is this one of those another December 2012, the world's going to end type of thing? And no, Mike. This is like they're setting something up, and it's going to launch around December 9th. So
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Send it to me on Facebook. I'll open it as I go through the show. And when I actually want to bring it up on Mike in the Night, because that's actually I got it right now. I just got it, and we could talk about it through Mike in the Night, talking about we could get. I got a guy down in downtown Detroit that used to work in the automotive industry for 22 years. I'll get him on the show.
Yeah.
And he's getting a pension. I could find out from him what's going on.
Yeah, and also you got to look at even the subscribers or whatever watching tonight. They can even look at all the lawsuits GM has paid over the 3-4 years. We're talking billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
Yeah.
So I just want people to be aware. It's more than just them getting laid off. This has got to deal with pensions.
Yeah, and that's very scary because that's people's livelihood and future.
And before we go, Mike, even on the news yesterday, you've seen in Alberta, they're asking the government to push the price for gases at the pump.
Yeah, and they're also protesting to complete the pipelines.
Yes, exactly. How much is the Baytech stock? I checked it today. It was at two and change. Nothing changed, right?
No, it went down a bit, and I bought more today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike, good luck. Have a good night.
Thank you.
And let other people call. Thanks,
Thank you.
brother.
God bless you.
Take care, buddy.
Okay,
Ciao.
bye. So, guys, that's Mario from the Mario DeCetti's Lost Canuck channel. You guys know who he is because you've been on my channel for a long time. I need to get Demise Music and Entertainment on here. I need to talk to him. It's very important in San Jose. He needs to... Where is he? Where are you, Demise? Demise, where are you? There he goes, Derek Hayes. Let you know. Calling you right now. Pick up the damn phone. Yeah, pick up the phone, buddy. I'm calling you. Let's see if he picks up here. He's down in San Jose, and he's been doing a couple of videos that are very tragic of the... turn on your Skype, dude. I'm trying to call you. We need to know what's going on with the massive homeless situation right now in the housing market. He's been looking to buy in the San Jose housing market now for the last 100 years. And it's been really bad. There was our earlier guest here, Stephen Williams here. Check him out, guys. Let me see here. Demise Music and Entertainment. We need to see what is going on his channel. He's been filming the homeless situation there in San Jose, and it's pretty bad. I know. Okay, so there's nobody on there. All right, somebody just hang up on me. Where is he? I want to show you guys what's going on here on video he just posted very recently here. Where are you? There's Walking Journey. Walking Journey is the best, man. Oh, here he is. Are you there? Yo, Demise Music and Entertainment, are you there? No dice. No audio. So hopefully he calls back with some audio. Let me check here where his channel is. I want to show you guys some of the video footage he picked up over the last week in his immediate area with the homelessness. He's also on... there he goes. Yo, turn down your volume.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, buddy. How's it going down there in San Jose?
Mike, it's going okay, but it's still $1 million for a small house.
A bungalow, yeah.
So, you saw the Instagram video with those homeless people, right?
Yep, I saw that when you posted, yeah.
Okay, so imagine that, but even more. So, like, every street you go down, you're gonna find that.
You need to go do some drive-by filming.
Yes, I do.
You got to do some drive-by filming for us, because we need to see what's going on there, because this is crazy, dude. The amount of dude, people sleeping in shopping carts, dude.
Yep.
Like, you know, they turn them sideways and they put a blanket over it and they sleep inside the shopping cart.
Yeah, it's like whatever to make a house out of cardboard boxes, out of wood, shopping carts.
But it doesn't make any sense because, I mean, is there jobs down there, buddy?
All right, so there's a lot of jobs down here.
Okay, and
you have Google, which is in Mountain View.
Okay.
And that is about I'd say a 30-minute drive from San Jose without traffic.
Okay.
And then you have Facebook in Palo Alto, which is another 35, 40-minute drive from San Jose without traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have Apple in Cupertino.
And then
now, Cupertino is in the houses there are like $4 million for a little single-family house.
You got it, buddy. You're gonna have to do some driving around in some of those areas and film some homes for sale. Just ones with.
If you want to pull it up, Mike, you can do it right now. Go on to Redfin, type in Cupertino, California, and you'll see.
What's the zip? What's the zip there? 90.
Here, I'll send you a zip for Mountain View. It's actually even worse there.
Is it?
That's where Google is.
Is it 902?
Let me see. Mountain View, California. You could do 94041.
Okay, 94041. I got 90. Okay,
94041. Try that out.
All right, sorry, I got the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Wow, what?
Yes.
$1 million for what?
I'm telling you, it's
two bedroom, one bath, $1 million and that. What?
Mike, this is worse than anything you've seen. I'm serious.
Okay, let me see this. Average home values by city. Okay, that same house, okay, that 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 950 square feet in Cupertino, okay, it's 1.847, 1.8 million. In Fairmount is 942,000. And Los Altos, it's 2.8 million. And Los Altos Hills is 4.3 million. And Mountain View is 1.5 million.
Yep.
Holy! I thought Vancouver was bad.
No, this is worse. That's why I was like, I'm trying to shed light on this. This is where I'm born and raised, and I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Oh man, don't buy anything, man. You know what you. Holy smokes! Okay. So here are the average home values by square footage on Zillow. So it's average. I'm on Zillow, okay? So it's giving me this property here for $1.1 million.
Yes.
Dude, it's not even a house. It's like an apartment.
Exactly. That is astronomical. Look at how ugly that is.
Oh my god, it's almost $1,200 per square foot.
Yeah, and the sad part about it is that who besides a CEO or a really high paid technological person, a doctor can't even afford this shit.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Pardon my language. Sorry,
Yeah,
a doctor can't even afford this.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably can, but why? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
This is, dude. I have the money like the setup for the money from 100,000, okay,
Yeah.
to 1 million. Let's put up 5 million here, and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
It'll probably be just a regular.
Oh, there's more. There's a
house.
whole bunch of them now. Come up. Holy, $4.8 million. Four bedrooms. 3.1 million dollars. 5 baths. Dude, my house has 10 bedrooms in it.
I know.
7 baths.
This is crazy, right?
Dude, this is ludicrous.
What is going to happen here in the Bay Area?
Oh my god.
Mike, what's going to happen? San Francisco is even worse.
I didn't know I didn't know it was this bad. No wonder everyone's leaving California.
Google is in Mountain View.
I have it right here, Mountain View. I have Mountain View right here, and the average home is 1.523 million. Los Altos Hills. Let's open Los Altos Hills. 5 bedrooms. 5 bedrooms. 4.5 million bucks.
And these are not mansions.
No, they're not.
These
are
mansions.
average. Look at this average home. It looks like it was built by the Home Depot with this siding on it. Okay, this weird siding, and it looks like it's in a main street. It's on a main boulevard too, and it's not big.
No.
Wow, $2.25 million, 1,900 square feet, $9,111 per month mortgage payment.
And then groceries, car insurance.
Well,
gas.
okay, if you have this house and you could prove you own this house, are groceries free?
No way.
I'm just joking. Holy... You got to do some drive-by filming for us, dude.
Check this out, Mike.
Huh.
There's been some things on Zillow where in my mom's neighborhood, where the house across the street, it said that it was sold for like $300,000, but it's like a family sold it to another family member.
Okay, that's different. So
that's like a gift or something, right?
Yeah, well, it's legit. This whole area, everything's like $2 million for a bungalow.
Yeah.
I'm not even in that area you told me. I'm somewhere else now. Let me zoom out of this map so I can see where the heck I am. Just where your area, San Jose.
Type in 95132.
95132.
Yeah, that's where I was raised at, in that area.
Everything's over $1 million.
Yep, and look, it's just this house. It's just crazy.
Oh,
right?
Sorry. I found a trailer home for $948.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I found a trailer home. Wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow, dude, this is phenomenal. I just thought, no wonder California is. This coverage that you just gave me is a huge. You know the population that lives in this specific area. There's probably like 2 million people just in this area here, living in these areas.
In San Jose, the population is 1 million.
Yeah, that's just San Jose. But I'm talking like 20 miles east to Baricia and to Campbell, south of you, Campbell, Cameron Park, what is that, Petersville, like Mount Sereno. Look, I'm looking at Mount Sereno. It's still $1 million for a house.
Oh yeah, those are the rich areas because that's where all the retired people go live.
I don't get it. Everything's still expensive here. $2-3 million. Usually,
can you look up Anaheim, California?
Yeah, that is, where's that? Northeast of San Jose, right?
No, this is Los Angeles. Anaheim.
Sorry. I thought you said something else. I'm sorry. Here, let me go down.
Try it out, and then can you tell me how what you think about Anaheim? If it's still expensive, but
Is that where you're looking to buy for yourself?
yeah, if the housing market cools because Anaheim doesn't have a lot of tech jobs.
You know what? If I were you, I know you don't want to hear this from me. I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you this again. You got to have to go out of state, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Everybody's leaving, man.
I'm sorry, dude. You have to go out of state. I'm not telling you. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm telling you as a friend.
Yeah.
You got to have to go out of state.
It's crazy. In Reno, 4 hours away, you can get something for like
270.
240.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go over to Las Vegas where everybody from California is moving to. Look, there's a ton of homes here for 200,000. Look, 254, 279, 186, and they're bigger than the ones in California. These ones look like mansions.
Yeah.
Look, $100,000 for sale by owner, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, there's lots of them for that much. 239. Look at this one with the pool, 288. So, yeah, I'm telling you as a friend, you got to go out of state. That's the only way. I mean, there's other ways, yeah, but I if I knew, I would tell you, right?
Yep.
Like if I knew what the secret was, I have no problem telling you what the secret is, but I don't know what the secret is, buddy.
The only secret is, I think people are getting lucky with, getting like their homes from their parents or something like that out here, and then selling that.
Mm-hmm.
And like my mom's husband, he gets to have his mom's house, and she took over her mom's house, which is $2 million in Mountain View now, and they bought it for $15,000 back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so
look,
they're set up with that. They got it for the rest of their lives, you know.
Okay, well, I found you a house in Amando, Arizona. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, almost 4,000 square feet on an acre of land.
Holy shit!
$294.
Nice.
And it's about 7.5 hour drive from you.
Oh, really? That's not far at all.
No, look at that. It's beautiful. It's got terraces. It's got a garage in the back.
Nice.
A garage, not for like a workshop.
A workshop.
Like a garage with the hoist to lift up your car.
Dang, that's.
Yeah. See, I'm looking. Are you seeing
That's
this?
cheap.
Are you watching the channel right now?
Yeah, I'm watching right now.
Right here, $294.
Yep.
Zip code 85645.
85645.
And you're looking per square foot. Where's the square footage on this damn thing? $79 per square foot as opposed to $2,000 per square foot.
Yes. 29. Oh, I see it. I'm actually pulling it up right now.
Yeah. It's simple. It's and you know what? You don't have to work a very high-end job to afford something like this because your monthly payment, including property taxes, it's saying here, property taxes, everything included, is $1,215 a month.
Nice.
And the average person is paying a lot more for that in California for rent.
Oh, for a studio, a little small box with no rooms.
I made a mistake. The house is on almost 7 acres of land.
Wow, 7 acres.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that part. I thought it was no, it's 6.33 acres. This 5-bedroom, 3-bath boasts 3,741 square feet, including large eat-in kitchen with family room with wood-beamed ceilings. The wood-beamed ceilings are amazing, dude.
I know, I saw it. It looks good.
Yeah, but something like this for you, you're fine with this. You don't need anything more. You don't have to upgrade with this. With the big backyard they have here, you don't need that. You don't need anything more for this.
I even like something smaller.
Oh, it's
too,
got a pool.
Nice pool. It needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, but it's got a pool.
Yep.
And there's your working
Looks like
shed.
there's a barn, like they had cattle back there or horses or something.
Yeah. So you could put a small chicken coop there. You never have to buy eggs for the rest of your life, and 2 cows to milk, and you're set.
Oh, that'd be freaking saving a lot of money right there.
Yep.
So now you see how bad it is in the Bay Area, right?
Oh, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think everywhere in the Bay Area was that bad. I thought maybe when you got out of San Francisco, it would be more, it would be better. But it's crazy.
Mountain View, that is where Google's headquarters are.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what, if they move, then I could definitely see everything coming down. Like,
do you have a lot of empty homes there with investors? Leave them empty?
I can't tell. That's one thing that I can't really tell if it's there's a lot of empty homes that are boarded up, but
Yeah.
I don't see anything empty. I'm not sure how I can tell.
Okay. Well, we'll get you live on the show, and I'll get you live here on Skype, and we can get you to go up to a few doors to check things out there. You know.
Yeah.
Man, look at the properties for sale. Are you on Zillow, dude?
Yeah.
Do you see the red, all the redness, the sea of red?
Oh shit! Everybody's selling, huh?
Yep. Don't buy right now. Let everyone lower their prices and fight over each other.
Oh, I will, Mike. And this is home, born and raised. But if something drastic does not happen, I'm willing to go somewhere cheaper and or out of state, like you said.
Yeah, I recommend to go out of state. I don't want to. I'm just telling as a friend. That's all.
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy living out of state for a while. Maybe it kind of gives you some time to reflect, and especially when you buy something like that house I showed you with 7 acres of land, it gives you a lot of time to think. You know.
So all that red is people selling right now, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow. People are like trying to. I think a lot of people might be going underwater too.
Oh yeah, in Florida right now, a lot of people are going underwater, and oh yeah, I found a cheap area, Las Palmas. Where's Las Palmas? You know Fresno?
Oh yeah, I told you about Fresno, but it's really, really ghetto.
Okay, because I'm seeing 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 194.
It's bad. There's so much gang violence and drugs. There's a lot of drugs in Fresno.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's one of the worst places. If you watch those gangland videos, you're gonna see they always talk about Fresno.
Oh wow. So
it's bad, Mike. Fresno's really bad.
Okay, because I'm seeing houses here for nothing.
Yeah, that's why. It's really bad out there. No jobs.
Okay, there's one here, 120,000, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Fresno. Oh, another thing too in Fresno is that every street you go on is illegal dumping. So they dump trash. Every street is just filled up with trash.
Wow, I bet the peddlers are having fun there.
Oh yeah. If you go on Google Maps and you drop the little man in the neighborhoods, you'll just see piles of trash everywhere, and it's like, wow, this is California. This looks like a different world, you know.
Yeah, this is very disturbing, brother.
Yep.
This is very disturbing. Wow. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my man here, Demise Music and Entertainment, 2-time world champion here on the show.
Thank you.
And let me see here if I can find your channel here. Where's your channel here? Why is it? Come on, Zillow. I'm just going through all the houses I was going through here. I want to go back to your YouTube channel, but I'm going to plug you here in the show and let people know to come down and to subscribe. Hey, congratulations on reaching 1,000 subs, by the way.
Thank you. I was at 800 for a long time.
Yeah.
And then 900 just went really quick, but I think you helped me out a little bit, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really good. I saw a lot of my people that subscribe to, like some of the regulars to my channel, subscribing to you. That's really good, and that's how it works. Let me find your channel here so I can leave it in the link there in the comments section there for people to see in the chat for Demise Music and Entertainment. Are you going to do stand-up tonight?
Yes, I will. I'm going to leave around 8:50, and I'll get there at around 9, and then I'm just going to do some, some good old stand-up.
Why don't you do a shout out for me before you kick your show off tonight? Here it is, guys. I'm putting it in the comment section. Demise Music and Entertainment. Please subscribe to his channel, if you don't mind.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, when you do, here's the stand-up, guys. By the way, it's right here. He's on stage and he's talking, and he's doing his thing, and drums. You do drums too. Yeah, I saw that. You go to videos, guys, and you see a stand-up right here. Here he is. There he is at the Caravan. Improvised stand-up comedy. Don't waste.
Yes.
Don't want to go to Disneyland? Stand up. Yeah. So dedicate tonight's show to Mike Martin. Just say, hey man, I want to dedicate tonight's show to my man Mike Martins. Thank you, man.
If I remember, because when I get there, what I do is my mind starts racing because you get nervous.
Yeah.
And then, I have a nice little beer, something like that, just to calm the nerves. But if I remember, I'll definitely do it.
All right, buddy. Anyways, congratulations. Make sure you set up with AdSense.
Yeah, I did. And then it shut me down because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers.
But you're at 1,005.
Well, when you remember how AdSense did that thing where it said it's going to change its policy?
Yeah.
So it said anyone that doesn't have 1,000 subscribers, and this was like in February.
Yeah.
It said if you don't have 1,000, we're going to put your AdSense on hold.
Okay, but you got 1,000.
I was only got like 700 subscribers at that time.
Now you have 1,005.
Yeah, so I have to reapply again, and I have to have 4,000 hours watched, and I have like $75 just sitting in AdSense right now that I can't even touch.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll yeah.
YouTube changed it again. They were like, "Oh, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and then once you get that, then you have to reapply, and then we have to really go through and see if your content is worth it, basically eligible, and then we'll reconsider." So now that I have 1,000 subscribers, I have to have 4,000 hours watched, and then reapply.
Okay. Well, my recommendation to you is to get on the housing market, and you know how you have when it says home here, you have your playlists.
Yeah.
Start a housing playlist, and start going around filming things.
Yeah, I've made videos with me in the car like a year ago, talking about the neighborhoods, showing the houses, how much they are, and they do pretty good. So maybe I could do that like a couple times a week.
Yes. You start kind of doing some assignments on the ground there.
Yeah, it's crazy. You saw the prices in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
and it is not a joke. It is real. It's crazy.
Oh, it's very real. It is very real. Okay, brother. I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight, and we'll have you on again for sure. And
thank you.
Yep. And you have yourself a good night and have fun tonight at stand up.
You too. Thank you, Mike. Have a good night. I'll be watching, and then I'm gonna leave. So.
Okay. God bless you.
Bless you. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right. That's Demise Music and Entertainment from San Jose. Really good eye opener. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. I don't understand what is going on. I just thought it was the San Francisco area where all the tech gurus are, but I didn't know it went out that far. I didn't know you go and then you hit Fresno, and then everyone's saying you don't want to go there. So let's get what's his face on the phone here before it gets too late. I think Steve is still in the background watching there. I got to get a gentleman on from Victoria, British Columbia, who said he wants to be on the show tonight. He said he's going to be waiting for me. Where is he? I got to see where he's at here. Here we go. Let's see if he's on. And let's see if he picks up. Josh, are you there, buddy? Josh, pick up. Kevin Thompson in the house. No answer. Nobody home. Nobody home. And okay, let's get Sam in. Let's see if he's on. I don't know if he's watching, but I think he's in just north of Perth, Australia. Sam, you there, buddy? Sam? Sammy? Audio issues again, guys. I'm not sure if this is all of Skype that's doing this, but some serious audio issues here with Skype today. Let's see if he picks up the phone.
Hello?
Sam.
Hey, Mike, how you going, bud?
It's going, brother. Just calling you on the show. Give us a little take on what's going on in Australia. You sent me over 77 or 76 articles, and there's a lot going on with the Royal Commission. There's a lot going on right now with a lot of people walking away from deposits, and there looks like there's no spring sales right now, or spring booming sales, springtime in Australia. Give us a lowdown on what's happening there on the ground.
Well, as you can see, Mike, from the general consensus, there's nothing real positive come out in the housing market, eh? But where I am, it's still pretty flat because I live in a big regional area, but like I sent you an article earlier that in Perth, the building approvals have dropped, so that's even a slump in building as well.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten any word on what's happening there with the Royal Commission? Do you know anything what's going on there with the Royal Commission?
They've had some preliminary findings, and they're still grilling all the top four banks, but they've highlighted that, the absolute culture of corruption and immorality, in a word, with the lending practices and predatory things. But I think that comes out in February, the actual full findings of the commission.
Oh, God. I'm going to actually be front row center to see. So, guys, people tuning in, before we kick anything off, Emma, I will read your comment. Emma is in the comment section. I did get your message here. I will read your message when me and Sam are done. And, guys that are tuning in, what's happened in Australia is they've had so much bad loans, so much bad banking practices, charging people banking fees that have been dead for 20 years, and they're just still charging them $2,000 a year in banking fees and chipping away at their savings. There's so much fraud on insurance fraud. There's so much garbage going on. Now, what happened in Australia was they added a Royal Commission, and the Royal Commission would be like the auditors of Australia that would go into these institutions and look at the books and see what's going on. Now, in February, they're going to come around and start to see exactly. So you're saying, Sam, by February we're gonna get a full blown exposure on everything?
Yeah, I think that's right. It's early February, March, I'm quite sure, but yeah, they've not uncovered any positive behaviour, put it that way. And there was one that was an insurance selling scandal that came out from the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and it was finding the handwritten notes from the top executive and his other bosses telling him he needs the temporary sense of justice. Because one of the executives was complaining about the morality of the product they were trying to sell and the methods they were using in selling those products.
Because a lot of that product they were selling to people were bogus.
That's right, and I think NAB got done. That's one of the other big four. They got done for cash. What was it? Cash for advice, cash for financial advice, and they weren't even giving any advice to them. Absolutely fraudulent.
Well, if people want some advice, they can just tune into trends in the housing market. They'll get some.
Yeah, but the government's like, and they're in line with a bank. Like you say, 60% of their books is thousands. So, you know, they're pretty well exposed to all this unwinding of the. Well, it's just another subprime property bubble like you had in the States. It's exactly the same, right?
Okay, let's go over some articles together. Mortgage stress. Australia's $295 billion mortgage time bomb. Okay, Sam, if that was 295 billion pesos, that's still a lot of money.
Yeah, of course it is.
But this is not pesos. This is Australian dollars.
Yeah, that's right. Plus you got the interest rate. It may rise, we're not sure yet. But
Oh, they're gonna have to. They don't have a choice. Either they raise interest rates, or people are gonna have to pay more for their stuff. Period.
I think either way, the Aussie dollar's not looking too flash. Between a devil and the deep blue sea.
Yeah.
But the big issue they had was with the mis-selling. Well, I don't know if they're mis-selling, but they was quite keen on handing out the interest-only loans.
Oh God, we're not gonna go there with that, because those interest-only loans are coming up to fruition, and people need to start refinancing real soon in a heartbeat. And this is not looking good for the Australian proper. I'm telling you, man, this really ain't looking good. And I really feel for a lot of these people that got roped into this garbage, and now they're playing with people's lives. What, for a little bit of commission?
That's it. Another big part of that housing, the banking Royal Commission is they're looking in terms of mortgage brokers and how they get paid, because there's quite a big thing in Australia. I'm not sure if it's the same in Canada, but mortgage brokers is quite a big thing, and obviously they live off the commission from the banks for selling these mortgages, and there've been some dodgy practices going on there with, you know, selling people a lot of products they shouldn't really be getting, or they can't even really service if they really looked into the finances.
It's yeah. Let's move on to the next article. Twitter fury erupts over arrogant, snide bank bosses. Oh God. So everybody's trashing some of the bank bosses on Twitter. NBA chairman Ken Henry has been criticized for the way in which he gave evidence at the Royal Commission. Oh man, let's watch this story, okay?
Yeah, but
Let's watch this together here. Come on, it's loading.
NAB Chair Ken Henry has concluded his evidence in front of the Banking Royal Commission with a series of testy exchanges over his role in the bank's fee-for-no-service scandal. In questioning, counsel assisting Rowena Orr pushed the former Treasury Secretary over his role in breaches that will cost the bank almost $100 million in remediation payments to tens of thousands of customers of the bank. Mr. Henry was defiant, bordering on the combative in defending his own record and that of his chief executive in dealing with the corporate regulator ASIC.
Surely someone within your business at this point was thinking about whether this conduct contravened the law, and if so, how it contravened the law.
Yes.
And surely those were matters that the Chief Risk Officer should have reported to the Risk Committee.
Perhaps.
He was forced to admit that the bank did make serious mistakes in the way it handled the scandal and had caused major reputational damage to the bank.
What should we have done differently? We all agree we should have done something differently. Honestly, I'm not sure exactly what.
AMP Interim Chief Executive Mike Wilkins took the stand this afternoon and was asked what went so wrong after the once proud financial services firm lost both its senior leadership and had its share price smashed over its handling of the fees for no service scandal exposed at the Royal Commission.
It also showed to me that the policies and procedures that we had put in place and the knowledge that people inside the advice business had was effective and was working. The fact that people were prepared to call that issue out.
Apart from AMP recently losing both its chief executive and chair, Mr. Wilkins was forced to admit to the Royal Commission this afternoon that the remediation program had blown out to $778 million to compensate customers who lost out under the fees for no service scandal. A further reminder of the damage this Royal Commission has done to AMP. For Sky News, Leo Shanahan.
Okay, there we go. That's what you mentioned early, Sam. Fees for no service.
That's right, yeah. But they say that the Royal Commission has done the damage. I think they're looking at it the wrong way, aren't they?
It's not the Royal Commission is doing their job, is what they're doing.
Exactly. And what you found is, Mike, that the ASIC, that's the regulator, the financial regulator in Australia, it's not really been doing its job, because a lot of the top players in ASIC are ex-banking executives and, you know, big shots from the banking industry. So they're all in bed together.
But they're destroying people's lives.
They don't care, do they? They don't care. You've seen it in America with, in 08 and 09. Hardly any of them went to jail, did they, for the huge fraud and wealth transfer that went on there. Nobody really suffered. You got a couple. Was it Bernie Madoff? Was he the only one who went to jail? I can't remember.
No, he went to jail for like 2 hours and they let him go.
Yeah, I mean, none of them get proper jail where they get a new boyfriend when they get there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
None of that kind of jail that'd deter any of these crooks from doing it. They carry on, and you can hear it in the arrogance when they're getting cross-examined by Commissioner Hayne in that Royal Commission. They're that arrogant to think they're beyond reproach and nothing's going to happen. So
I got something here. I got something here for very important, and this is good. This is the right now the lack of confidence that the consumer has nowadays. Australian retailers are now going bust in record numbers. Data from business analytics company Illan shows record number of Australian retailers are going to the wall. Although relatively low as percentage of all companies, the negative trend is worth highlighting given the laundry list of headwinds already facing the sector. Yep, right now a lot of retail is retail failure rates going up. A lot. Wow.
Well, that's across the Western world, isn't it? Canada, America, Australia. Yeah. That's happening all across the Western world, because they're all suffering under this debt load that everybody's accrued.
Yeah. No, I'm hearing you 100% on this. And
I mean, it's supposed to be the season where everybody's going out buying things, coming up to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the next set of data you get from the retail spending over Christmas will be very telling, eh?
Well, you know what? We're only 4 weeks away from Christmas. Let's see what happens. But consumer confidence, right here. The retail sector is battling weak consumer confidence, falling house prices, and competition from online and overseas competitors. That's what they're saying right here, and that's what's happening all over the Western world. Wow. Failure rates gone up, and the only place that's not doing too bad is Tasmania. That's where all the middle-class people moved to when they left Sydney and Melbourne.
That's right. That's the only rising market. And Adelaide's doing a little bit too, but not like Tasmania, because, you're pretty close to Melbourne and Sydney there.
Yeah.
And for years, housing in Tasmania was probably as affordable as it should have been, You could buy a nice place, a couple $100,000. I suppose all these Sydney and Melbourne will be going there, and the prices will be going through the roof. Mm-hmm. But there's not that much work down there. That's the thing. Unless there's not a lot of industry or anything down there.
Well, auctions are going down. ANZ boss reveals solution to the problem. Gamblers at Royal Commission. Again, let's see what this video has to say here. This is a big problem, guys, happening in Australia. And watch when we start investigating the books in Canadian banks, UK banks, and it'd be very interesting to see where things are headed and how much people have been screwed over. And the sad people is they're ruining the average person's life. They're ruining the average person's life, and this is really not a good thing. This is a really bad thing, because it's the average person that actually pays their way through life. This video's not working. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah,
Did you check me? Did you see the runaway train? I sent you what we had up here, Mike, with the iron ore train. It went from about 100 kilometres unmanned, and then they had to derail it. Did you check that?
No, I have to. Did you?
Quite a big story.
Yeah, I'll check it later. You sent it to me on Skype?
Yeah, I think so. It sort of ties in because the big thing, in especially Western Australia, well, even Australia in general, that the iron ore price is plummeting. I don't know if you noticed that.
Okay. Well, you know what? Send it to me. Send it to me on Skype. A link to it, and I'll bring it up on Mike in the Night. Okay?
Yeah, no, I think I already did, but it's probably in one of them I've sent you already.
Yeah, it's probably lost in all these ones you've sent me already. Yeah, because I get on average 200 messages a day, right?
Ah, yeah, I send you quite a few as well.
Yeah. Central Sydney, someone saying from Hobart, it's surrounding areas. This is a big story, Mike. Okay, guys, I'll cover it. I'll have somebody on Wadi Watch. Let me know if you want to be on the show. He's commenting on this story. And we could discuss this on Saturday for Mike in the Night. Saturday, my time. That's Sunday, your time. Anyway, Sam, I want to thank you for calling in and giving us a little bit of insight and giving us an update on what's happening. And we're going to move on to America now, okay?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Take care, mate. God bless.
God bless you too, okay? Good night.
See you, bud. Bye.
Bye. All right. That's our buddy from, our buddy there from, Australia there, way north of Perth. And, okay, we got a message here from Emma. She's saying, hey, Mike, can't call tonight as it is late for me, but remember that the house I told you about on Hamilton Mountain? Auction off was starting at $199. It sold for $260, which was about what the guy bought it for, before putting at least $35K into renovations. Take care. Okay, so there you go. So the guy somewhat took a loss because he had to put 35 large into it, hoping to make a lot more off the property, but it didn't go as planned, and that happens all the time. It's business. It's okay. Let's move on to the U.S. Let me hammer out these articles real quick. U.S. new home sales drop to more than 2.5-year low. Yep, home sales are dropping. Oh my God, this house is like $150,000. Wow, and they can't sell it. Let's move on. Mortgage applications fall to a 4-year low as home buyers exit housing market. Again, the U.S. doesn't play games. When it comes to this kind of stuff, the U.S. is always walking away when the time is right. The decline was led by 5% drop-off in purchase applications to a nearly 2-year low, followed by a 3% decrease in applications and refinance an existing loan. So there it is there. What was once a picture of the American dream may now be out of reach for many Americans. So this is it from USA Today. Let's move on. Freddie Mac closes low-income housing tax credit fund with Boston Financial. First-time investment through fund will rehabilitate low-income apartment community in Russellville, Arkansas. Guys, stay away from this. We help you buy something up front. There's nothing that really helps you out there, so just be very wary. USA Today, higher mortgage rates and unsettled stock market scared off potential home buyers. Another uneasiness in the markets right now, and things do not look good and promising right now, especially with the mortgage interest rates hitting an 8-year high of 5.17% last week from 5.15% according to MBA. That is not helping, right? Let's move on. Rising mortgage rates and home prices becoming a toxic cocktail in the housing market. So right now, the U.S. is just absolutely...
I don't know anything really about owning a home.
From Realtor? There's too much music in this. I'm not going to play it so they don't flag my channel saying FIFA Soccer. I'm stealing FIFA Soccer's music. Mortgage applications fall to a 4-year low. Black Hispanic ownership rates remain stuck below whites, and fewer children and older repeat buyers. 5 takeaways from the 2018 housing market. Oof. The perfect storm is happening. Can new disclosure laws help relieve Seattle's housing market. No! See, now they want to do what they did in Vancouver. The new disclosure laws. Where are you from? Disclose. Where else do you own property? Do you plan on living in this house? Well, new rules from the U.S. Treasury Department now requires King County buyers. Oh, I wonder why only King County buyers paying for houses in cash to disclose their identity to law enforcement. Can this provide a potential relief for the city's already expensive market? So what's been happening, people, a lot of foreign investors have been parking their money in King County and has completely blew up the market there. The average bungalow, 2-bedroom bungalow is like $1 million there. So it's gotten out of control. Now, what they're trying to do is, so they don't have to put a foreign buyer's tax in, they want people to start disclosing their identity by law to law enforcement. And while that's great for combating the money laundering angle, there's still a wall between the general public and useful information about who's buying up local real estate. Wow, people in King County are starting to wake up and see, to see what is happening here in Seattle and Washington State. You know, look, north of the Canadian border, Vancouver, British Columbia, buyers are required to disclose their name, citizenship, social insurance number if they purchase a home through a corporation or trust. New Zealand enacted even more stringent regulation, banning all sales of homes to foreign buyers. So, with foreign buyers flooding a large swath of the big housing markets, the hope is that limiting anonymity will at least help pull back the curtain. In King County, though, the main goal revolves around the crime angle. Much of the chagrin of general public. My only experience is some of these paying in cash for a house would be my cost. I don't realize that John was doing something nefarious. It never occurred to me. So, if somebody walks up to you with a bag of money like $1 million and says, I want to buy this house because it's safe to park my money, and even if it goes down half the value, at least I still have my money secure somewhere. And that's what's been happening. And at least in the U.S., they tell you how it is. They just cowboy it. Look, with foreign buyers flooding a large swath of the big housing markets, they say it. In Canada, it's like, oh, well, no, we don't know if it's foreign investors. We don't think so. We can't prove it. Let's move on. Metro Seattle home prices falling at fastest rate in the U.S. Seattle had led the nation in home prices increases for nearly 2 years, and it's been among the top 2 markets in the country for almost 3 years. But that has changed recently. So it's going down, people. Why? Well, people have to start. Here it is right here. Look at that. Boom. Vancouver implements the foreign buyer's tax. Boom. Look at prices go up like crazy. There's the national average, and there's Seattle. Just went through the roof. And look at it back down here. Now it's going to go back to normal levels. Look at that. They're going to meet, and it's going to go back to the national average where it belongs. So some of those, look at that. Medium house price in Seattle, $890,000. So they're down $80,000 from that now. So, and condominium home prices, $335,000 from $473,000. So they're starting to correct there in the King County area. What's this? The Seattle Times. There's nothing here. Nothing here. Southern Nevada home prices up, then twice the national rate. Why is this happening in Nevada? I'll tell you why this is happening in Nevada. It's because everyone's leaving California. California's too damn expensive right now. Everyone's moving to Nevada. Everyone's moving to Nevada, Salt Lake City, Utah, Arizona. They're all moving to New Mexico. They're all leaving California. Hopefully, the scary part is they might bring their liberal ways. And that is the scary part. Watch The Walking Journey. He's on here sometimes. It's pretty bad. Walking Journey was talking about what's been happening, and he left California, but he's a conservative. He's a conservative Republican, and he was telling me like a lot of Californians are moving in and they're bringing their liberal ways, and it's almost like, you know, I don't know if you watched that episode of South Park when all those guys from New Jersey were moving west, and they were making the whole country like Jersey Shore. And I think they were giving us a message about that. You know what I'm saying? Las Vegas home prices keep rising, fastest among major cities. A new report shows that buyers are pulling back. Southern Nevada prices were up 13.5% year over year in September, more than double a national rate of 5.5%, according to S&P CoreLogic. Wow, look at this. Is this music or... It's music. Southern Nevada prices were up 13.5%. Wow. That's phenomenal. And that's what's happening. A lot of Californians. Remember, 6 million people have left California in the last 6 years. So, I mean, something's going to have to give somewhere, right? We're almost done America, people. Let's get through America here. Trends in the housing market. Nancy, housing first, taking a look at issues facing the homeless. Again, another massive housing issue we are having. And Las Vegas builders selling growing number of condos and townhomes. In the market dominated single-family houses, Las Vegas builders are selling fast, rising tally of condos and townhouses this year. Builders closed 105 sales to attached homes in Southern Nevada in October, up 40% from the same month last year. Everybody's moving to these parts. Look at this. Medium sale price, $389,000. Permits up, 836. New permits. Everybody right now in Nevada, they're making a killing right now. Housing, builders and stuff. Look at medium house price, $389. I remember when it was at $197 like a year and a half ago. 2 years ago. Las Vegas is on fire, guys. All right, we're done America here. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to Demise Music and Entertainment. In Montreal, real estate boom. Wow, this is pretty bad. Toronto and Vancouver. We went through this already earlier. And Montreal's going up crazy. Like crazy. Because everyone's been going there. Oh, there's the graph I wanted to see earlier in the show. There it is. So there's Montreal housing prices approaching $400,000. Nope. Yeah, the $400,000 mark, $350,000, and that is Toronto is slowly dipping, and Vancouver's coming down too. You can kind of see it on these elephant curves here. So we got Anthony M in the house. Let me see. I think he tried calling me here on Skype.
Hello,
Anthony.
Mike Martins, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, my brother?
Oh, great. Yeah, we were on the subject of the U.S., and I just sent a couple articles about the collapse in the economy in rural America.
Okay. Well, I see, when I'm on Skype's on my phone. I don't have it on my computer. So if you want to leave it next time in the comments there, the ones that I'll make you a moderator on the channel, and then you could post links on there all the time, and then I could see them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was just about farm bankruptcies and how there's really nowhere to hide, and based on the fall of commodity prices and the trade war with China, it's going to have a whole generation of farmers wiped out. So maybe some of these people wanting to flee California can buy a cheap farm and all this.
Yeah. A cheap farm, but the thing is, I think a lot of people from California don't want to work a farm. That's the problem.
Yeah. I guess they're used to the city life, but
yeah, I don't see a lot of people from California wanting to work a farm. I'm not saying anything bad about that. It's just I just don't, unless they're like live in rural parts of California and they're sick and tired of the whole liberalism type thing and they want out. But I can't see it like more as in that's just me.
Yeah.
So what is happening down there in Detroit?
Well, I mean the GM was horrible news. That's taken a hit in Michigan and Ohio. So it's kind of wait and see here, but the auto suppliers, it's pretty devastating. But at the same time, there were a lot of bad signs in recent months anyway. What do you think about that?
Well, like I said earlier, the storm clouds were in the sky at the time. It wasn't nothing new. They've been forecasting this closure now for about 2 years. Yeah,
I mean, there's been a lot of cutbacks at Oshawa too. People working not as much as they want to.
Yeah, there was and then all this threats of losing job, and then they started putting people on salaries instead of union. And once they start putting people on salary and keep them off the union, you start knowing that things are not going too well.
Right, and that's just another example of what I talked about where, I went to school with kids from Oshawa because it's like they lost competitiveness over the years. There was a slow trickle of people, GM putting people here from there, and then now this is finally the death of the Oshawa auto capital, I guess.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad. I'm very, very saddened to see that. But I think Oshawa needs to move into the future. I was telling the other guy, Steve, on the show the other day, Canada starts to need to do its own stuff and stop depending on foreign companies to back its economy.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think it happened because of the liberal domination of Ontario from 2003 to a few months ago. I mean, devastated any chance of competitiveness. And then if we have a kind of U.S. and Canada recession at the same time, I mean, it would take a lot, and I just feel like the odds are stacked up against it. And then politically, I mean, unfortunately, I'm hearing pure nonsense when I listen in on Horvath fight with Ford. It's ridiculous. I mean, who replaced the Liberals was the NDP, and what are we hearing from them? They're blaming Ford for everything and saying that he needs to pound the table and make GM keep the factory there. Like, the factory's closing. Like, did they not get the memo?
Yeah, they're acting like they did something wrong and they have to apologize.
Right. I mean, if it's not generating profit, these politicians come in like Marxists saying, well, we need to keep the jobs in order. And even the union leader, this guy named Demise, ridiculous. Yeah. The complete ignorance on economics coming from this guy. We're going to work hard to keep it here. It's like, buddy, it's closed. I mean, too little, too late.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people are waking up to the crude reality of life. And it's just what it is. And like I said, Canada starts to need to start becoming an economic powerhouse by leading an example and creating and fabricating and exporting. The only way you could sustain a very strong economy is not off this damn housing that they're and construction and building. That you don't sustain an economy. You sustain a strong and good and balanced economy by exporting.
Yeah, and that's true for the U.S. too. We're full of gimmicks here too. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
More than we need to. And then just places like Vegas. I mean, I'm really skeptical about people investing in Vegas because, long term, do they really have their water situation straightened out? I mean, for running society, for sanitation, and then food, and then just the level of methness there. It's a lot of white trash in Vegas.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people moving with drugs, and the problem is Las Vegas, but all the Californians are moving there. Did you see the last article I read? With the amount of people moving in there from the housing went up $100,000 in the last year.
I just wonder what kind of jobs and industries do they find there? It's a tourist desert. Wow.
Maybe we need to do a road trip down there and just do a whole show, a whole 20-minute like a 3-part series on what do people do when they arrive to Vegas for jobs,
Should we do it after the crash or now?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it, and we'll see if we could do a 3-day, a 3-part series on why people are losing, or what did people go do to Vegas? I mean, with all these people buying up all these properties from California, what are they doing with them, and what are they doing for work?
Probably a lot of strippers.
Yeah, yeah.
Some human trafficking, maybe, and close enough to the border.
Yeah, who knows, man. Maybe casinos, Metal Gear Mark III is saying casino jobs, maybe. But
yeah, like even casinos, like the stock Win casino, like Kathleen Wynn kind of. That stock is tanking too. So there's got to be some pessimism in the casino space about the economic headwinds. I think Chinese people would fly into Vegas and spend up the town, and if they're clamping down on capital flight and this trade war really escalates, then that'd be a problem. And now, how do you feel about the trade war at this point?
I'm concerned. I'm really concerned about one thing. I'm concerned about the president of China saber rattling last couple of days again, and I'm concerned that he's just going to push all the all 400 million millionaires out of his country. And if he does, he's going to see a mass exodus of wealth from China in 2019 and 2020, and the mass destruction of Western society.
He's a strange character. If you look at his biography, like I listened to these long-winded university, studies on him from UCSD, and this lady Susan Shirk is like a professor there, Susan Shirk, and she talks all about his history. And he's got strange motivations, and his corruption drive was pretty corrupt itself. I mean, have you seen him like basically disappear people who oppose him?
Oh yeah, of course. That's what happens. Yeah. But that's what happens in those kind of regimes, right? So anyone that speaks up, it says anything, basically disappear, right?
Right, and his consolidation of power is unprecedented for Chinese leadership. They always made it about the party, but he's adding his own personal rules. So, but it could be contributing to a financial collapse. I don't know if you've heard of like Gordon Chang. He's like a Chinese American that likes to talk about the collapse of China.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard of him, but I'll check him out.
Yeah, Gordon Chang. I mean, interesting theories from him. I can send these links with Susan or Gordon Chang. And then just the thing is, this is the type of leadership that can take a country off a cliff. They say because it's all about consolidating power. And can you really Can you really kick all the millionaires out and expel them without ruining the economic infrastructure of your country?
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm afraid of all the saber rattling the Chinese president's doing, and I feel that it's going to scare the 403 million millionaires living in China, and they're going to see a mass exodus of wealth leave their country in a grand scale proportion, and I also see it destroying the Western society because the Western countries cannot handle another 403 million millionaires. The actual populations of the existing countries in the West will just fall into severe poverty. You'll see a huge divide between ultra wealthy and dirt poor.
Yeah, and the other thing with that is if the Chinese continue to have the ability to escape with their millions like they did in the past, because he could be much more confiscatory with their wealth than he's been allowed to get away with in the past. So he could be really clamping down on their...
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of restrictions on that right now. They've put in restrictions as of last year, but there is still people coming in with suitcases full of money, right?
Yeah.
What I heard some stories that people, what they do is they fill up a couple of those chartered family cruise boats. They fill it up with people's suitcases of money. They take it way out into... They do a stop, let's say, in Taiwan. Everyone unloads in Taiwan, and then everyone takes off to the west.
Wow.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stories I'm hearing. I even heard of a couple of wealthy families put together and look to purchase a submarine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the Chinese government and it's creating islands in the South China Sea. I was watching David Stockman's channel, and he's saying that's just making sandcastles, and it's a joke. Like, it's not something to worry about. I don't know.
No, they're expanding their reach. Their reach in the South China Sea. They shouldn't call that the South China Sea because then China thinks it belongs to them. They should call it the South Asian Sea, and then problem solved. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the thing about Xi that I would hope someone could just kind of keep this theory in the back of your mind that it's possible that he actually hates China more than anyone, and he'd sink the ship pretending to be patriotic. This comes from his upbringing as someone that was persecuted by the Chinese Communist Party,
right?
And his father too was persecuted by the exact regime who he controls now. So he could be on some sort of a weird rampage where he gets the flags out and lines his people up to be duped, and so it's more of a long-term thing, but it's possible too because he's doing things that look destructive financially.
Yeah,
in the long term.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what I'm very scared of right now. And I'm very scared of this because this could bring the paradigm shift, and all Western countries would become everybody living and have worked and contributed to these Western societies and building them, and our parents and great grandparents, everything is going to be wiped out in a matter of a year or two.
Based on Chinese coming in and buying it?
Yeah, buying out, selling our power companies. Like our first guest that was on the show from Jamaica, a Jamaican living in Niagara Falls, they sold out their power company. They sold all their highways out. They sold everything. And
okay, what you don't see, like, my theory is that they lose their purchasing power right away, and this is devastating for Canada because it was the one last thing Canada had, because there's been a recession as far as exporting lumber, there's been a recession as far as oil, there's been a recession in every sector of Canada. It's manufacturing except housing for Chinese people. And then if there's a real financial collapse in China, where does the money come from?
Yeah. Well, it's from the citizens that are not invested in China.
True, but yeah, I guess there's a couple ways this could go. And then as far as China's mapping the world out and saying it's going to own it, it just feels like it's hyped. In some ways, they act like they own Venezuela, but they don't, because they're partnered with one of the most disastrous, inept, corrupt regimes that will be kicked out, tossed out somehow, one way or another. And then who will the Venezuelans look to as a friend? Probably the United States.
Yeah. U.S. doesn't look too bad right now.
Right, because you can blame the Chinese. The Chinese have the signs up in Venezuela that says this thing's coming soon. These houses for the poor. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
They say we're going to build these apartment blocks for these poor people, and everything's going to be prosperous. And there's a picture of Xi with Maduro in the center of the city. So there's no pictures of Trump with Maduro in Caracas.
Right. Yet.
Well, I think there's a division between Trump and Maduro, a distance.
Well, for now, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over time. Okay. Anyways, dude, I'm going to let you go because I got to finish New Zealand and the UK off here. Housing crisis there. And we will keep in touch. Maybe ring me up for trends for Mike in the Night on Saturday.
Yeah, and then there's more interesting things going on if you want to look at France and Italy.
I want to cover France with you, if you don't mind putting together another slideshow for us, and I'll get the photos properly ready to go before the show, and we'll do a whole France, what's happening in France with those riots and how the government is losing its grip.
Yeah, just one other thing I wanted to ask, and I hope that the Lost Canuck can kind of elaborate on the what does he think is ahead for U.S. retirees in general? In our financial sector, retirement planning, does he feel like a contagion's coming in how many companies, or is it going to be more global than just a couple companies we've been talking about? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You mean the 401ks and stuff, right?
Right, because it seems like a series of dominoes.
Yeah. Yeah, what happens in one English-speaking country, it happens in the next one. And that's what I've been following here with the housing, and everything adds up when you start connecting the dots. It happens in one, guess what? It's happening in the UK, then New Zealand, and it's happening in the US.
Oh, yeah, and in some ways it's not even the English-speaking countries. I showed you the Argentina case, the collapsing mortgage market there. So yeah, we've got a lot to talk about then at a Mike in the Night, I guess.
Okay, then get together a presentation for France, and we'll go through it. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
So there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. That's my man Anthony from downtown Detroit. I got an article here I want to throw up here. This is really sad, and I kind of want to read this one. New Zealand, is a lack of housing pushing up abortion rates in Auckland? So, remember when I told you guys, and I wasn't kidding about this, how in these English-speaking countries, a lot of people aren't having kids anymore, and a lot of people aren't getting married and settling down anymore because they're having a hard time settling a place to live? Now, it looks like that the abortion rates are going up in Auckland, and this is not good. from the age ranges of 25 to 34 age group. So younger people aren't having children anymore. And on average, 2,204 people in 2016 and 2,379 in 2017 abortions. That's just in Auckland, guys. That's just Auckland. So, guys, I am very, very concerned on what's happening here, where I told you people aren't getting married, people aren't having kids. Now people, according to this from today's date, November 29th, yeah, that's today, are aborting their children. New housing is eating our... Peter on the phone. Peter. Peter, you there? I don't know what's happening, people, but we're having some really weird Skype issues here. New housing is eating our lunch. Report finds New Zealand set to struggle to grow enough fruit and vegetables. Why? Everything's going to housing and mansions. So if you guys want to have a good, lucrative business right now in New Zealand, start selling fruits and vegetables. 30%, 25 years. We have Evan here. Evan, how's it going, buddy?
Hello, this is Kevin Thompson. How are you? I'm selling a tent closet for Steve's boa constrictor. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. The prices are going up, Mike. They just keep going up.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Good. So, what's going on, buddy? What do you want? What's on your mind?
Well, trends in the housing market, right, Mike? I've got a few ones for you from this neck of the woods, if you like.
Please.
I'll let Peter back on when he fixes his telephone, obviously. But I was going to tell you about the artificial islands here, not the ones in the South China Sea. They're going to create a 2,200 hectare land reclamation project, which everyone's up in arms about, of course, because it's an incredibly stupid idea. Yet it'll go through, I'm sure, by the chief executive here. Because they're not presidents here, they're chief executives. And it's going to fit 1.2 million people, and I'm guessing they're all Chinese, because we get about 150 Chinese people immigrating here every single day.
How many?
150.
A day.
A day.
That's but the
on average.
But Hong Kong is not it's tiny.
It's tiny, that's right. So it seems like there's an impetus for this land reclamation. And it'll be off the coast, well, it'll be around Lantau Island, that general area. And everyone says this is, the only reason it's being built is to fit all these Chinese people. I thought there might be another angle to it, though, because if they do build this, it won't take them that long. Land reclamation doesn't take that long. But we had flooding on islands when that typhoon came in.
What's the island called? What's the island called that they're reclaiming?
That's not an island. Oh, well, they're not reclaiming the island. They're reclaiming around Lantau Island. So if you look at Lantau Island, just slightly to the left of it on a map, there's a small speck of islands there, and they're going to turn that into a 2,200 hectare super city floating in the sea. I don't know how they're going to make it typhoon proof. I don't think they are.
Well, I watched it.
Maybe that's how they're going to solve the Chinese problem. Put them all there and then sink the island.
But you know what, Evan, in all fairness, I think I know. Okay, is it? You said it's south of Taiwan or north of Taiwan?
So first you want to find Hong Kong, which is northwest of Taiwan, and then zoom in on Hong Kong.
I got it.
You'll see Hong Kong Island, and as you go left, you'll see the island called Lantau. It's where the airport is. And if you go slightly left of that, you'll see these small islands there. They're going to essentially join all those little islands. There's about 4 of them, 4 major ones anyway.
I see
and
them
link
here.
them all together and make another super island.
Oh wow! So they're going to be stealing more land from more sand and dirt from Africa.
Well, depends who sells it cheapest. But I guess free is the cheapest there is, Mike. So they'll probably be stealing it like they usually do.
Wow.
Singapore's bad for that. Hong Kong will be bad for that when this project goes through. And here's the thing, though. I mean, we've got the empty housing tax that just went in, so a lot of companies have to sell. They can't hold houses to inflate the price anymore without incredible financial penalties.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's property developers themselves, and then owners themselves get penalised as well. But a lot of people, to avoid the rent, are living in industrial buildings, which are very spacious and nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, it's very nice. I mean, industrial buildings, you get a lot more space. The average apartment in Hong Kong would be, if you're lucky, 400 square feet.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So an industrial building is at least 5 times that for less money. The only thing you don't have are basic amenities, but you'd be in the middle of town anyway. So it's a no-brainer for a lot of people.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta visit you down in Hong Kong. I gotta visit you when I do a stopover to the Philippines.
Well, yeah, that's the only way you can get there unless you do a direct flight.
Yeah. So, question. The border of Hong Kong is Highway 12, I guess, up there, Highway 7, 13C, like that road, that major road. Is that the border of Hong Kong?
No, you got to go higher than that, Mike. There's a place called the New Territories, and when you get to, there's a place called Lok Mau Chau. If you find that on the map, it'll be, as close to China as you get. You'll see the difference in the street orientation. Hong Kong, it's all a rural area up there.
Yeah.
But China, there's cities like Shenzhen and places like that, and then you see all the road networks. It's basically where that road network begins.
Okay.
They have built right next to the border. You can see it from out the window. You
can
see China.
I can see it here. Here's the border.
Interesting, right?
They built right on the border.
Right on the edge. That's right. That's Shenzhen.
Wow.
And they've got the high-speed rail going to China now. That's a big deal because of the jurisdiction question. When does China begin and Hong Kong end? Because you've got to check in and whatnot. And they had a massive scandal about that. But then again, they had a massive scandal about building the rails. People were taking metal, which is unheard of, taking metal out of the high-speed rail, scavenging bits of metal off it. Chinese style, where they take rebar out so the building collapses.
Well, that's nice. Okay, a question.
That's nice. I thought so.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, question. So, the 50 million, you saw the article I did about 50 million empty homes and 50 million empty condos or apartments in China. That's a lot of territory, dude.
Well, not really, because they're building up, aren't they, Mike? A lot of them. Like, they'll do a 60-story building, and each floor would have, at least 16 flats in it, so 60 by 16, and then you've got 20 of them together. Not that great of a area, but they churn them out really quick, because people want these investment properties, because they think they can get rich quick without earning an honest dollar. Unfortunately, that's not the case, Mike. Not at all.